Why United Way? Because 99 cents of every dollar donated to United Way of West Georgia stays right here to help your neighbors. Yes, 99 cents. United Way makes every penny count. You can count on United Way, and United Way of West Georgia is counting on you. Please give today.
Welcome to Tech Savvy. My name is Leigh Newman and I'm the Executive Director of Campus Operations at West Georgia Tech in LaGrange. And we have a great program today. We have some very special guest stars and we will get to them in just a minute. I wanted to remind y'all that we're about to end up our summer semester and fall semester is coming up soon. In fact, classes start on the 11th. And so it's important that you get your registration, get registered, and hopefully all your financial aid paperwork done soon, because we want you to make sure that everything runs smoothly when you do first day of classes. Today we're going to have two very impressive students. They're both in the radiology program, and they both hold offices in the radiology club. And the radiology club, to me, I don't know much about it, so today we're going to find out what we can about that too. But we're going to start with Mark Hearn. Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing well.
We're so excited to have you here today. You're a radiology student?
Yes.
And I just found out before we started taping that you don't live around here.
No.
Where do you live?
I live west of Atlanta. I live in Smyrna.
Smyrna?
Yeah.
So how long does it take you to get to?
About an hour and 15 minutes.
One way?
One way, yep.
Why did you pick LaGrange to take your radiology program?
I was already taking classes at West Georgia Technical College. I chose LaGrange. I just figured because it's a little further out from Atlanta, it would increase my chances of getting into the program.
Mm-hmm.
And I also looked into the distance, and I figured that's something I could do for 2 years.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you. Thank you for making that such a dramatic effort to get your education.
Oh, yeah.
And we welcome you to LaGrange, and I'm glad you're here.
Well, thank you.
Tell me why radiology.
I chose radiology because I have some technical background.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be in automotive, so I was used to working with my hands, used to working with cars and everything like that. So in doing my research as far as the medical field, I wanted to choose something that I could carry some of that experience over with. And working with my hands, radiology, you're on your feet, you're working with your hands. And then there's the patient care aspect. That's the part that I kind of lacked experience in, but I mostly chose it because of the technical side of it.
Well, so you're in your first year now, right?
Finishing up our first year.
Finishing first year. What have you learned this year? What are some skills that you've learned in your program?
Some of the skills that I've learned as far as being a rad tech is it's all about patient care. Mm-hmm. It's remembering that you're caring for somebody's family member or somebody's friend, and it's what we do is going to help or hopefully help the physician, to help with whatever illness or anything that the patient may have. So it's always being mindful of that.
What classes have you taken this year?
We've taken our positioning class, procedures and positioning class. That teaches a lot of what the everyday rad tech is doing as far as how to take an image, the equipment and everything like that. We've taken our clinical class is an actual class where we go to our clinical sites. Right. And we go to 5 different clinical sites, and that's where we get the hands-on experience.
So you work with a experienced radiologist?
Yes.
All right, well, so clinical sites, they're hospitals, nursing homes, orthopedics?
Some of the hospitals, orthopedics.
So you get to see serious
Oh,
injuries,
yeah.
and
Yeah. And we rotate through the ER, we'll rotate through the OR, so we get to see, basically every day what a RT does.
right, right. What's been your favorite part about this year's training and experiences and classes?
The patient care side, being
Really?
able to strengthen that part of me, because like I said, that was I figured that would be a weakness going into the program. Like I could do the technical side,
Right.
but the patient care side, but I feel that's actually become one of my strengths.
Well, when you're doing x-rays, you probably got somebody that's been hurt and doesn't feel good and in pain. I mean, that is, to me, you got to be very careful
Yes.
with the positioning and things like that. Plus, you want to make sure you don't hurt them any worse than they are.
Yeah.
So that's very important.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's important that you learn how to do it
Yes.
right.
And that's another part of being an RT, is that you have to think on your feet. Every patient's going to be different. There's going to be brand new scenarios every single day, all day, and it's just being mindful of that.
Well, what do you want to do when you're finished?
There's a couple different things I'm looking into doing. I would like to get my bachelor's, possibly get into interventional radiology.
And what does that mean?
It's a different part of radiology, to where you're more dealing with the vascular system, dealing with cardiovascular and things of that
heart?
nature. Yeah.
Okay, in the lungs, because that's very intensive.
Yes. Yes.
And I guess, would that mean that you'd get into the chemicals, like the dyes that go in there?
Some of the contrast and stuff like that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We actually get into some of that stuff even as RTs. We actually learn about the contrast and different things like that.
I know that we recently got some very nice equipment. I think it was before, probably we got it last year. And so the new X-ray.
The Energized lab at the school, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's impressive information, impressive equipment.
Because it gives us the opportunity. We have phantoms that we can actually practice on, because we're not able to practice on, classmates. So it gives us an opportunity to practice our positioning, and then also take a real X-ray, and then be able to critique our images.
Is it all now on computer? I mean, you don't have to deal with the films anymore, do you?
Some places still do.
Some people do.
Yes.
Because I know that, now when you have an X-ray or something, it can be sent to you online, sent to the radiologist online. So, well, tell me about working with doctors. I used to work for doctors, and I figured that they're a different breed sometimes.
They are, but a lot of the doctors that we've worked with at the clinical sites, they're all actually pretty helpful. They want to help, because they know that one day we're going to be a part of the team, so they want to help. So that's been a fun experience. You learn a lot from them.
Well, so you tell me you liked the patient care portion of it. What about skills? What's a specific skill that you've learned that you've definitely improved? I mean, you you didn't know anything to start off with, and now you know how to do. What's something?
The positioning, and being able to maneuver the X-ray tube, being able to maneuver use any of the equipment.
Yeah, because you didn't have any idea.
Yeah, going into the first day, I still remember my first day of class and looking at the X-ray tube and being intimidated by it. But now, it's not a big deal.
And it's impressive what it can do, too.
Yeah.
When you say phantom, I think that was one of the first things that I never knew what a phantom was, except like a ghost or something. But what it is, tell me what a phantom is.
It's basically a artificial person or kind of doll that we work with. And it does have the scale. Yeah, we'll have a foot, a skull, or even a whole, body. And it has, some of them have real bone in them. So when we take the X-rays, you get that kind of real aspect of it.
Yeah, that's what it's going to look like in real life.
Yes.
Is what it is. And so, all right. Well, so you go to class how many days a week?
Right now we go to class Monday through Thursday.
Okay, and when do you go to clinicals?
We go to clinicals Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for this semester.
Okay, so like, where are you going now?
Right now I'm at the Houston Clinic in Columbus.
Right.
And we're there from 8 to 5:30.
And so you're there doing it all.
Yeah. At this point, as much as you can.
Right.
as much as each student's comfortable with doing.
Right. Just watching, you can learn from
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Right?
You can learn a lot from just watching.
Well, tell me about your experience with West Georgia Tech. How do you like it?
I've taken classes at every single campus at West Georgia Tech now. Being in this program brought me to LaGrange, but I took a lot of my core classes at all the campuses. It's been a pretty good experience. Everyone's helpful. Financial aid. Most of my classes were at Douglasville.
Right.
The financial aid has been very helpful. A lot of the staff going into the library, they have all the resources and things that we need. It's been a good experience.
I hope you've had very good customer service.
Yes. Oh yeah.
We're there for you, so we want to make sure you have everything that you need to be successful.
Okay.
And we want to, of course, that's another thing about technical education. I hope you've seen that we want to prepare you to go to work first day after you graduate. And so that means we want to have you in a professional setting at all times. And so that's why it's important. I mean, you're not just learning your trade, you're learning how to work in a professional. And the work ethics, you definitely learn a lot about work ethics and the importance of being at work on time and problem solving and critical thinking skills. All that's included in your training, and those are so valuable to employers these days. These type skills.
Oh yes.
And when you're out trying to promote yourself, you make sure you cover those particular skills and that you've learned firsthand those skills, because those are very valuable in today's job market.
Okay.
And of course, in healthcare, the demand continues to rise. It continues to rise, the need for skilled workers in the healthcare field. So you're in the right place at the right time.
Oh yeah.
So, well, we're about done. Is there anything that you'd like to tell our audience? Because we've got all kinds of people watching. We've got people that might be interested in radiology. We've got parents that might have students that might be interested. Do you have anything you'd like to tell them to promote, like an elevator speech about radiology?
About radiology, it's definitely a rewarding career. Like I said, every day presents a new challenge, and if you're into new challenges and challenging yourself, it's definitely a great field to be in. The job market looks pretty good. I mean, I check regularly for different jobs just to see, and I see the postings out there. So
there's a lot of people looking for what you're going to have when you graduate. So I'm very excited about having you here today and getting to know you. And as always, I mean, if there's anything that I can do to help you to make it more successful, or that I can do for you, just please come by and see me. And thank you so much. And please plan on coming back to see me again on Tech Savvy, so we can talk about what you've learned since we met today. So, but thank you very much for being here. Good luck, and I'm very proud to have you as a student at West Georgia Tech.
I appreciate that.
And we'll be right back for the next special guest star.
Congratulations, you're in college. It's a great feeling to be on your way to your new career.
But guess what? Getting into college is the easy part. You have to finish college to get the degree.
Did you know that fewer than 1 in 10 students will finish their associate's degree in 2 years? Some students take up to 8 years to finish a degree, and many don't finish at all.
When you go fast to the finish, you can complete your degree quickly, saving you time and money. Time is the enemy when you're in school.
The longer you stay in school, the more likely that life will get in the way.
And that could cause you to slow down or leave school early.
Getting your college degree is the goal. The faster you complete your courses, the faster you can get that degree and move on to your career.
Go fast to the finish and complete your degree on time.
Meet with your advisor to map out your plan to finish on time. Know which classes to take. Take a full course load if possible. And if you knock out your core classes early, your odds of graduating will go up big time.
Your college has many options to help you get there faster. Don't get left behind. Meet with your advisor. Learn your graduation requirements. Schedule your core classes first. Take a full course load and take advantage of all the course options.
By 2020, 66% of U.S. jobs will require a career certificate or college degree. Go fast to the finish and complete your degree on time.
This message is brought to you by the Technical College System of Georgia.
Welcome back to Tech Savvy. We've got another exciting guest today, another student. She's in radiology, and her name is Kathy Whalett, and she's the president of the RADS Club. Now, this is my first opportunity to find out about the RADS Club. Tell me about it.
RADS Club is an organization that's affiliated with West Georgia Tech. All of us in the class are part of it. We do fundraising and get into the charities in the community.
Right. That sounds exciting. It's a good opportunity to not only get to know your co-students in the classroom, but you get to work on teams, like a team, on organizations to raise funds and things like that.
We do it it's on a volunteer basis.
Right.
When we do basically 1 or 2 events every month. So
okay, example of an event.
The West Georgia Tech does a parade.
Right.
Last year we did a
Christmas
float.
time?
Around Christmas.
Right. We did win the best float award for that too. So we must have done something right.
Yes, we did.
Well, it's important to be active in the community, and I'm glad that what y'all are doing is going out in the community and showing off what we're accomplishing at West Georgia Tech. So, very proud of what you're doing. And as a radiology student, and this is your first year, you're about to complete your first year?
Yes.
Okay.
Going
and
into the second year.
How do you like it?
I really love school. I really love the program. I'm enjoying going to school this time around.
Right. Before, have you had another career?
Yes.
What was that in?
Many different careers. The main one, I was in electronics, actually.
That's good.
Yeah, I was a technician, an electronic technician, many years ago. So that helps me in radiology because it's very technical.
It is very technical, and you've got to know about, electrical circuits and things like that, because you don't want to buzz somebody when you take their picture.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, tell me some skills that you've learned in this first year.
Pretty much everything.
Right.
There's a lot more to being an X-ray technologist than I ever
thought
dreamt.
was involved. Yeah.
It's very technical. It also requires a little bit of artistic.
I've never thought about it
Because
that way.
there's the technical side, but then the patient care and all of the taking care of things, thinking out of the box. Even with the positioning, you have to be able to visualize the person's skeleton, basically.
Right, right.
It takes a little bit of art.
I have never thought about it that way, but you've got to get the picture, you've got to get the position of the limb or whatever so that the doctor is able to actually see what the issue might be. So it's a lot of that. That to me is a perfect example of critical thinking and problem-solving skills that you have to have. It's so valuable in today's labor market. So I think I told Mark in the previous block that it's important to promote those skills when you're looking for a job and when you're out there talking about what all you have learned, because that's the first thing employers say is we just need somebody to come in that can think on their feet, and so you're learning that firsthand, aren't you?
Yes, yes.
How about your clinical programs? Tell me about where's your favorite clinical site so far?
That's hard to say. Everyone has their strong points and their fun points and the orthopedic centers that we work at are they're very fast paced, and that makes the day go by fast.
Faster.
And you learn a lot
In a short amount of time.
in a short amount of time. So those are good.
Those are really good.
But the hospitals have their
benefits too.
benefits.
Well, I mean, you get to see accidents, victims from accidents in the emergency room, and that can be scary, I bet.
I did an emergency room rotation, and a man came in and had his finger severed. And
How did that happen?
I never got the history of it.
Right.
I tried to get in on that case. I couldn't because
Right.
I did get to see him, it was a good test for me to see if I could.
And you didn't pass out or anything?
Oh,
I
no.
probably would have passed out if I'd seen somebody's.
I would have thought so, but
That's
when
part
you're
of
in
it.
it, yes.
That's part of it. And you have to be so careful when you're positioning these people that have been injured. So I guess that's a part of the patient care that you're learning.
yes, yes.
All right, well, if you had an opportunity, well, you are having an opportunity to tell others about your experience at West Georgia Tech, tell me about it.
Well, the classroom is fun. You know, I got into the program, I did my core classes, and then you apply to get into the program. And once you're accepted in, there's 16 of us that are together all the time, and we spend a lot of time together, and we become pretty much, I feel, one big happy family.
Well, that makes it the experience a whole lot better.
Oh yes,
And
yes.
easier because you have a lot of extra support for you.
We support each other. Social media, like Facebook, has helped in that, because we can communicate with each other outside of the classroom, outside of clinicals, and offer support, tell each other jokes.
Right.
We
Well,
utilize
that makes
that
it
quite a bit.
so much easier and so much more pleasant, especially during the tough times when you've got a lot of studying to do and the pressure's on.
We study online. We study on Facebook, ask each other questions.
Well, see, that's makes it a whole lot easier. And the support is so valuable when you're doing something this intense.
Yes.
Because it's some serious, intense programs. Tell me, another, like, have you had good customer service? I mean, do we treat you at West Georgia Tech
Oh,
like we want to
definitely.
help you?
Definitely. Tech school, I feel, is the way to go in this
Good.
day and age.
I like that.
Yeah.
Explain that then.
Well, in this economy, there are a lot, generalized education, such as business. There's a lot of people who out there, competing for very few jobs.
In that area, you're right.
And I feel that tech school, they teach you a skill that people want to pay you to use.
Right.
So
right.
we go right
and
out
when
there.
when our graduates hit the ground running, they're going to be able to start being productive that first day of work. I mean,
Yes.
they've got, I consider a great foundation, because depending on your field of what you end up in doing, we've given you the foundation, because there's going to be some specialized on top of that, but you're going to be ready to go with that specialized training, and that saves a whole lot of time and effort for your new employer.
Yeah, and for doing clinicals, I take them very seriously, and I go in the morning to clinicals, and I consider it my job.
Yes.
So
And it might be your job one day. And if somebody's very impressed with you, which I'm sure they are, they might ask you to come back after you graduate.
that would be nice.
That would be good. What do you want to do? Have you got a specialty you're interested in?
Well, I'm really enjoying general radiology. I would like to take the CT, go afterwards, after I graduate, come back or take CT.
CT is?
Computed tomography.
Okay.
It's a part of it. They're usually in the hospitals.
Okay, they're in hospitals for more specific, technical type images, I'm
Yes,
guessing.
yes.
Would that be internal, like hearts and lungs?
CT, they take slices of the body, so they can see the tissue in a little more
Okay.
than the actual
It tells a lot
radiographs.
more in the story then,
Yes.
is what you're saying.
Yes.
How about working with doctors? How do you like that?
In my experience so far, I haven't spent a lot of time with the doctors. I imagine that will come this next year,
Right.
as I
right.
specialize. As
What
we
are you going to learn
specialize
next
more.
year? I mean, you've got the basics, I'm guessing, like you can put the person in a certain way, and of course the patient care, but what are some things that you're going to be learning? Like, what classes are you going to be taking this next year?
In the clinicals, we're going to do more specialties. We'll be going spending more time in, say, CT or nuclear medicine, or they're starting to put us in the heart cath lab.
Ooh,
and
okay.
that sounds really interesting. I can't wait to see
Get that,
how
I'll know that. Because that's the contrast. All right, well, what do you want to do? What is it you want to do when you graduate?
At this stage, I'd like to graduate and go right into working at an orthopedic center or as a
Are you from LaGrange?
radiographer. I'm from Noonan. Well,
Noonan, okay. So you drive back and forth from Noonan?
I do.
Well, we're glad you're doing that. It's not a bad drive, though.
No, it's
not
not
like
at all.
Mark's, bless his heart.
I know. Coming south is a very pleasant drive, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Well, good. Well, we appreciate you making the drive. I'm very proud to get to know you, and I'm very proud of what you've accomplished. And I think that you're heading in the right direction. I know you're going to do well when you graduate. I know you'll do well this next year, too. Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience about radiology or West Georgia Tech, or?
Well, as far as radiology, if you think that you might like to get into any kind of healthcare, but you're not sure that you could handle it, or it's, I say try it. I say go for it, because it's not as difficult, it's not as scary as intimidating, exactly.
Well, it's in the way that you get in the radiology program, just like in the nursing programs, is this competitive selection. So you'll have to take core classes, and then depending on your grades and a lot of different things, whether you can get into the program. So do you take healthcare classes in your core?
Anatomy and physiology.
All right, well that's a good way to start to see if that's your field, or if that's a good field. So that's excellent. Thank you so much for being here today, and plan on coming back next year and telling us how you've progressed, okay?
I will. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll have some more radiology students coming in future episodes. So please plan on coming back and seeing us next time.
Why United Way? Because in some way, everyone in our community is touched by your donation to United Way of West Georgia. Yes, everyone. United Way helps 25 local agencies touch thousands of lives, even yours. To cause so many good things to happen, these organizations must have volunteers. Fortunately, more than 2,300 local volunteers are now giving time to the 25 local organizations that United Way of West Georgia helps support. Yes, more than 2,300 volunteers. But more are needed. Please volunteer your time, as well as your financial support. You'll be astonished at what you'll receive in return.